Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome tonight, the opening night, and the Montana. My name is Marcus Baylor, and to my right is Ryan Neesman. How you doing, my dude?
Doing excellent, Marcus. Back in the game once again. 2019-2020 season is a go. I repeat, it is a go. We're here live for our annual start of the season, the Howlereen special. This year, the Montana Howlers have invited the Plymouth Taproots to fight them in the opening game of the year. Quite an interesting opponent, I think, to pick Montana. Not a cakewalk they're facing here tonight.
Oh yeah, I think this is a team that's pretty much ready to prove that they can be very legitimate going up against a team who made it all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals last year, and really though, I think this is going to be very interesting considering the fact they didn't really make any major changes from their roster last year. They're very confident in what they have going for them.
Well, both teams, in fact. I mean, neither really making a big acquisition, I think, on either front. However, the big focus tonight is going to be on their second year players, their sophomore players. Both teams with starting players we would expect to see St. Croix for Montana, for example, trying to fill that gap that Montana has desperately tried to fill at the center position. Whereas Plymouth, obviously, their two lottery acquisitions last year, Trevor Cruz and Michael River, uh, arguably the three players as a group with the most potential for growth from last season, hoping to push both teams further than they did last season.
Yeah, I'm considering the fact that for Plymouth, especially having Jake Turner also leading the fray with this team, they have a lot of championship aspirations for these guys. And really, they're gonna have to have both Trevor and Michael, to really step up even more than what they did last year. So there's going to be continued pressure to see what they can do to be have the best of their abilities right now.
That they will. And any last thoughts before this game gets going here tonight?
Nope, I'm just very excited to get this season started, man.
And I think I see the players heading to the court now.
Yeah, we get to see both the stats of last year for Kenny DeMarcus and Ren Inoue as we get things started. Very excited time here in Montana as the Taproots is able to get the rock first as DeMarcus brings it up. Kenny passes it down to Turner, who slams it home.
Well, I
What a way to
guess
start the season.
I would say Turner's ready to start. Not even 3 seconds in, and just slams it down. And LaShawn answering back with one of his own, not a full dunk, but a nice layup there. I mean,
Yes.
I was gonna say Turner. You mentioned him earlier, and a fox to keep your eye on. How he steps into this team after last year's heartbreaker in a seventh game series.
Yeah, I think that considering the fact that he's already tasting the gold in his muzzle, I think that he's really looking forward to really just pushing these guys to the next level because as we already know, he is a really big on trying to get that team leadership, which is one of the things that has to be happening for this season. We get to see a quick jumper, not good there, as Turner does get the rebound.
Well, I mean, again, something to consider from last season. This team was one game shy of besting Bangor, who went on to best the Kahunas. I mean, how close does Plymouth really feel that they were from a championship last season? So spirits have to be high for them even after that heartbreaker.
Yeah, you're right on that as we get to see a quick foul there by St. Croix.
Qua.
Croix, excuse me.
And that's going to be the toughest matchup, I think, for both teams to deal with is Turner getting matched up against St. Croix is definitely on the Plymouth side in terms of advantage. Outside of that, I feel like it's a fairly equivalent exchange. I mean, definitely Renanue and Kenny DeMarcus going to be battling down as point guards, but how well will Cruz match up against Krista? Krista definitely known for her three-point prowess, and Trevor not shy about attacking the basket. And given his height advantage over her, he might be able to get down low in the post often and early.
Yeah, right now we get to see that matchup right here as Ren still has the rock instead, passes over to Inoue, and Inoue goes for three. No good that time as River gets the board. Tahiri is bringing it up.
And
for the
it'll be
Roots.
interesting to see how Krista deals with that height disadvantage. I mean, she is going to be having difficulties in the corners with that big wingspan from the bat.
Yeah, you're right on that. Is Tahiri's trying to find a way to get into the paint. Tahiri going for a tough jumper, not able to get it down though, as St. Croix get the rebound and pass it over to Anyway. Anyway going for Grandin, and Grandin tries to lay it up and gets fouled by River.
Ooh, Rybread a little aggressive there, swatting it away. Give me a free trip to the line.
Yeah, right now both teams are attacking the basket quite often here, as we get to see the two shots by Grandin. First one being good.
You could say Grandin is badgering the post.
Oh gosh.
Look, it's already the start of the year. I am going to let it roll. Speaking of which, this is our 5th season together. Unfortunately, the broadcast crew would not let me get any poppers. They said I was a hazard to myself. So,
Oh, yeah, it's been really been fun these past 5 years, getting a chance to really call these games down to the nitty gritty, both in the very close one, have a lot of close matches that we've called together, as we get to see Kenny passing going over to Turner. Turner got to go for the layup and in. That's one thing you can pretty much count on him is both the height advantage and the speed advantage going up against the polar bear.
yeah, and that's where the Plymouth needs to step up their game as Turner is such a dominant force. The other players around him have to be able to pull the defense off of him or capitalize on those matchups.
Here we go. St. Croix has a good advantage here, and she's not able to get it done as she was being defended by Tahiri. And right now, Tahiri going for three. No good there as Anyway gets the board.
Yeah, wide open miss, though, but that's kind of pushing his range as is. He's not a great three-point shooter, but left that open, he will take the shot.
Yeah, you have to, considering the fact that they want to leave you open like that, as we get to see a long two there. No good that time. That was by LaShawn Grandin, but this time DeMarcus gets to bring it up. DeMarcus. Bring it back. Beyond the arc. Has it up to Cruz. Cruz. Taking his time with it. The bat. Getting the screen that needs. Try to go for a tough long range and shot clock violation there.
Yeah, that screen actually backfired on him. He gave up the advantage he had over Krista and didn't take the shot quick enough, and suddenly he found a defender a bit bigger than he was expecting in his face, and the bat just pump faked, couldn't get to work, and was forced to take a bad shot, and it clearly translated to that air ball there.
Yeah, but right now we get to see Anyway passing up to Grandin. LaShawn trying to find a way into the paint, and no good there. Good defense there by River. Turner passing it over to Tahiri. Tahiri with a free throw jumper as Plymouth takes the lead back as they are up by 2, 8-6, with only 8 minutes left in the first quarter.
Yeah, that was a nice, quick, fast break there, and I think that's where Plymouth has a bit of an advantage. With Turner being able to pull down those boards, they're more able to push down the court and rely on the Big Fox to pull down those boards in this situation.
Yeah, the Renstill with the miss on the last possession. Good defense there by Trevor as we get to see DeMarcus once again. Only less than 10 seconds left on the shot clock with River passing it over to Tahiri. Tahiri for a long two. Again, no good. They're giving a lot of shooting opportunities to Tahiri, which is really good on the defense there by Montana, considering he's not really one of the strongest shooters for that team. And right now, good to see LaShawn trying to find a way to get there, and he gets blocked there by River. So right now, both teams picking it up defensively as Tahiri tries to go for the alley-oop, but Brandon picks it off from the air. And right now, Renstill going for a step back mid-ranger, and it's good. So Renstill's on the board for the first time tonight as they tie it up 8 apiece.
Well, it's been a messy going here to start with. A lot of shots that probably should have been converted and some wide open looks like that for Tahiri.
Yeah, that was some great passing ability. Went right by Renstill.
Yeah, she actually went for the steal and completely whiffed on it. Tahiri turned around. The basket was completely open for him.
Yeah, right now we get to see Lewinto pass it over to Grandis. LaShawn trying to go for that fade, but no good there.
It's pretty bad when a teardrop gets blocked. It's not supposed to get blocked like that. It's
Yeah, right now we get to see Kenan DeMarcus extending that lead up to 4, finding his way into the paint. And right now we get to see field goal percentage. The Howlers are not really doing very good. They have to find a way to pick that up.
Well, to be fair, they've been blocked twice so far, so that's not helping their average. Maybe they need to consider stretching their range out a little bit.
Yeah, right now we get to see a reach-in foul by Jake Turner. That'll be his first personal on the Fox.
I mean,
So the shot.
I was gonna say, yeah, they're gonna shot the clock back to 14 here after
Yep.
that reach in.
And right now St. Croix passing it all the way to Regulars. And Regulars go down the Rinsto. Excellent passing there on that possession. As Montana is able to cut the deficit down to 2, 12-10, with 5:30 left in the first quarter. As Kenan DeMarcus being guarded well by Ren, who passes it over to Turner. Turner trying to show a little bit of a strength, but instead tries to go for the fade in. Looking for some help, passing it off to Cruz. Cruz gets a screen from Turner, and really nice distance there. Was able to get the 3. Well, no, long 2, excuse me, as the Plymouth is now up by 4. His paws were on the line.
Not just on the line, his one extended across it. It was he stepped in. If only it slid his foot back just enough, it would have counted. But he'll take the 2, I guess.
Yeah, and Ren trying to post up on Kenny, but not able to get it down there. As we get to see Tahiri going for a long 3, no good there. As St. Croix gets the board. And right now we get to see some quick passes, but that could have been a disaster, but LaShawn Grandin was able to clean it up as the pass was almost intercepted there.
And I'm seeing good things from the Polar Bear. She is boxing out well. That's going to be the big thing, is keeping Turner from getting those offensive boards. And that needs to be her focus on defense when she is not engaged.
Yeah, and Victor Cruz not able to get the mid-ranger. As Regulus brings it up for the team in white. Regulus go over to St. Croix. Croix deep into the three-point line, not really her range.
No, but it does pull Turner out. That's the big thing. If Turner's not in the post, that leaves it open to everyone else because of that reason. Blocked, but she gets the rebound and puts it back up.
Yeah, good defensive effort there by Jake, but not enough, as we get to see that Croix was unfazed there. As River looking for that fadeaway, hits the side of the rim. St. Croix gets the board, and anyway brings it up. But this time quickly intercepted there. Very costly mistake. As Tahiri looking to probably get this lead back. No good, as St. Croix gets another board. Croix cleaning the glass very well here. As Brinstow goes for a long 2, no good. We're never get to see Cruz going for 3. Not good this time, as LaShawn Grandin gets the board. So right now, both teams are going a little bit faster now. As we're going to see Croix going into the post, but able to get her own miss, and it's good. And the Roots get a quick timeout as Montana takes the lead. Really good efforts by both of the centers here in this game.
Yeah, St. Croix with 2 offensive boards. And really, I think Plymouth there just had to call timeout. They obviously had their players ready to come in that possession. There was just no break. They were starting to gas their starters, and that is the one concern with Jake on the floor, is him running around so much is bound to get him in some trouble in terms of his stamina. It's a big body to have to keep running around the floor like that, and they have to watch his fatigue throughout the game.
Well, they're doing just that, as we get to see a huge swap out for both sides of the ball, but St. Croix staying in, as we get to see a quick foul there, as we get to see the Roots be able to get a chance for a 3-point play.
Yeah, well, I mean, to be fair, she is feeling it right now. I mean, she's going one-on-one with Jake and arguably is winning her matchup to an extent given her ability to box him out from the boards. But, again, now for Montana, they need to keep an eye on her. She might be feeling it, but they can't afford to let her get too tired. It's going to be exhausting trying to guard the big fox.
Yeah, right now, Samantha gets a reach-in foul, but the clock doesn't reset since it hasn't been under 14. We'll have 15 seconds left on the shot clock. And right now we're going to see Dawson for three. No good, and we're going to see Springer with the board. And right now Springer passing over to Celis. Celis for a long two, and it's good. So right now Yasina has actually found her footing here, really being a reliable bench player for the Taproots.
Actually has, and we have our rookie on the floor. Cross. Good from long range. Almost a three-pointer there, but just inside the line.
Yeah, right now Cross is doing his best, showing his mid-range.
She, the
Oh,
sister.
she, excuse me.
You're going to get murdered for that eventually. But no, Leanna Cross.
Yeah, right now we get to see Marin trying to find a way to get into the paint. Really tough defense there. Instead of go for the fadeaway, no good. But Samantha gets the board. And right now the second unit has to do a better job on trying to box everybody out, because that was a little bit too easy there for Samantha. As Trent trying to go for a quick shot layup on his own, and he's able to get it down. And so Montana is only down by one. So I'm going over to Belmare. And we're going back over to Marone one for mid-ranger. It is good. So right now we see the pace slowing down just a little bit here in the first quarter. Very high scoring though between these two teams.
Well, it's picked up here as the second unit has come on the floor, and now the two rookies are out there. It's an interesting matchup, both scoring well so far. And again, Trent with an offensive rebound. Both teams getting those offensive boards now.
Yeah, it seems like both teams are struggling here to really try and box out. They get to see Springer passing over to Yasina. Yasina trying to find a way to get by her defender, but instead gets a little bit double teamed. He passes over to Samantha. Samantha gets blocked there. And I believe that was by Trent Mosley with the block, as we get to see John Mendendorf pulling it back, passing it over to St. Croix. St. Croix tried to go for the alley-oop pass, but it's no good. Dawson going for three, and it's good, rattling it home. But this time it's a long two, they say.
Oh, this is a lot of long twos. They're just being snubbed at the three-point line.
Yeah, but right now Montana has the lead as they only have less than 15 seconds, so Plymouth will have the final possession in the first quarter. We're going to see a quick pass over to Moran.
Are they going to trust their rookie with this? They are. A long two.
Go for a long two. No good. So Montana, after the end of the first quarter, will be leading up by 124-23.
We're going to see some of the highlights. Big blocks from Turner. That is the story so far, as Turner has been dominant here early.
You can do the same thing for St. Croix as well. It's really been the battle of the two centers.
Yeah, well, when St. Croix blocks Turner, I'll start raising the banner in her honor. But right now, she's doing her job and keeping Turner away from the offensive boards.
Yeah, right now we get to see John Mendendorf, a former Voodoo and a former Whip. He's been moving around a little bit ever since he decided to transition a couple of teams. And right now we get to see Cross get to lay up and in as they extend the lead up to 3. 26-23 for the Howlers.
See, now it'd just be the worst if all three rookie Crosses ended up on the same team.
Oh boy, that'll that's gonna be really hard for me as good to see Yasina pass it over to Marin. As over to Samantha. Samantha with a tough shot there. I think it was touched a little bit there by Mosley. Not sure if it's gonna count as a block, but the Roots really struggling as a 2-minute drought. As Mosley gets blocked there, as Yasina is able to pick up the scraps. Yasina trying to work on her defender. Looking for something. Tries to get the screen for Samantha. Samantha passes over. Samantha with a tough 3. No good there as Cross gets the board. And so far, Cross trying to find an opening lane. Instead, has to pull it back a little bit, has to regroup.
Well, she's perfect so far tonight. No reason to ruin that start.
Yeah, right now she has an opportunity for that step back. And of course, Mosley cleans up her first miss of the night.
Well, that was the perfect design play. Screen play with him also crashing to the basket alongside her parallel just in case she missed. You saw how easy it was for him to clean up.
Yeah, and Yasina with the 3 here. Again, showing her worth on the second unit for the Taproots as they cut the deficit down to 2.
Yeah, she's definitely stepped up as the 6th for the team. And oh my God, they almost
Whoa!
went for an alley-oop to the rookie cross, but just overshot it.
Yeah, right now we have an opportunity for a fast break point for the Roots, and they will do just that. As the bucket by Springer was good. So right now we're tied it up 28 apiece. As Cross passes over to Dawson. Dawson for 3. Not able to clap back for 3 as we get to see Yasina. Pass it over to Samantha, and Samantha lay it in.
Yeah, if I was Montana, I'd call a timeout right now. You've let the Taproots get in your heads a little bit here. They have found a rhythm. It's not just that they're making tough shots. They are finding easy looks early, and you almost lost the ball there as the ball's knocked out of bounds. Thankfully, that will be a dead ball to get the subs in that they need.
Yeah, and there was some good pause there by Springer. Right now, it just seems like a very, I would say, a very interesting situation here as we get to see Varnaghi pass it over to Cross. Cross. Try to get his game from Mosley. Passes over to Mosley. Mosley going to Dawson. Dawson again for 3 and not able to get it down.
He's just cold from that corner. That's the 3rd shot he's missed from that same spot, and you'd expect him to hit one eventually, but down by 2 after watching the opponent score 3 baskets in a row, I don't know if that's the best idea right now.
Yeah, right now Natalie getting guarded pretty well. Trying to find a shot. May have to pass it out, but instead trying to go for it. No good, but Mamel gets her own. Not able to get it down, though, as Varnaghi gets the board. Right now, Dawson looking up to the paint. Gets a tough shot. Not able to get it down. But he will draw the foul. Amelia Springer, her first personal of the game.
Yeah, well, the big thing is he's going to the line for 2. He's missed, I think, every shot he's taken so far. Free throws, though, might be the way to start getting him in rhythm.
Yeah, that'll be the biggest thing is to, not to mention the fact it'll tie the game up as well. While it is in the middle of the second quarter, these free throws do count exponentially as the game lingers on, as we get to see some big substitutions for the Taproot side. And we get to see Turner with his return and River as well.
Honestly, he looked a little tense there. You saw how he stepped in after the shot. I think he might need to get pulled out and given an opportunity to loosen up. I think he might be some nerves here tonight.
And he's not able to get it with his second miss, so he'll have to play on just a little bit more. As Yasina, who's been playing a little bit well here in this corner. Pass it over to Krillinger. Krillinger getting defended pretty tough by anyway. He passes up to Celis. Yasina trying to go for a mid-ranger, and it rattles home. So Yasina continuing to play well here in the second quarter. It seems like this is her quarter for the moment, as you get to see Cullen passing over to Dunbroch. Dunbroch passes up to Dawson. Dawson getting a quick screen. Trying to get into the paint, and it is no good there. As the Plymouth was able to bring it down. Right now we're going to see Turner. Could be a really huge advantage with St. Croix not on the court right now, but not able to take advantage of it there. As Dawson hands it over to Inoue. Inoue get a nice quick 2 in the paint. Really good transition. And here comes Yasina, passing it over to Ngoy. Ngoy hands it over to Yasina. Yasina once again laying it up. And right now she is perfect in this quarter, really in the entire game, with 9 points. So right now she's having a really good start Here is Ren. Trying to draw it up. To lay it up. And no good. This time as Turner gets the board.
Yeah, good on the defense not giving a foul there. That's what he was looking for. No one just put a paw up to get contact.
And Nagoya way open for three. Not able to get it down. As Montana trying to see if they can cut this deficit down a little bit. Or perhaps tie it as Ren hands it over to Dunbrock. Good to see a quick screen. Passes it over to Dawson. Dawson once again for three, and this time he gets it.
Finally, 1 for 4 from that corner, but it does tie it up here.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how many times you make it. It's when you do, really. And that was a really big one there as they get tied up 34 apiece. But can they be able to stop Turner from extending it back? And no, that will not be the case as he brings it up back to 2. 36-34. Right now we get to see Ren going for a step back three. And it's good! Ren anyways being able to take the lead from Montana. 37-36, excuse me. He's running the roots. Trying to rely on River to see if he can get into the paint. But this time go for a fadeaway and rattles it. So right now we get to see a lot of lead changes here in this game. So far, a total of 8. And we get to see Cullen getting guarded by Yasina. Looks for an opening. But a really tough there. You probably should have dished it out, but bad shot, miss, rebound with the Turner. And Celis is able to get the 3. And the Howlers have to call a timeout there.
Ooh, she is absolutely dominating. They need to be careful.
Yeah, right now Yasina really doing everything she can. That veteran presence is really there. She has been in the league for, I believe this is her 4th or 5th year here in the league. So she's had a lot of time to really show that offensive skill.
Yeah, I believe she was drafted by the Santa Ana Spectrums back in 2016.
Yeah, and right now I think she's really have found her footing here in Plymouth. As we get to see Cressa Renstill taking the point guard duties. As Renstill going over into the get a quick 2 there from the free throw. Let's look at the deficit down to 2, 41-39. Right now River passes over to Celis. Celis going to Turner. Turner put his paws out of bounds. Some really good defense there as they forced him to make a very costly mistake.
Yeah, and that's just good defense. I mean, obviously Jake has to be mindful not to get called for an offensive charge. And it's so easy against a big body like him just to stand still and let physics take over. So he gave a little bit too much there and just went out of bounds thanks to the defense.
Yeah, right now we're going to see LaShawn Grandin along the arc, trying to see if he can find an opening. But instead goes for a hard 3, and there's just nothing going on with that possession. And right now Turner bringing it up. Passes over to Yasina. Yasina pulling up, hands it over to DeMarcus. DeMarcus has a little bit of a size advantage here. He tries to find a way to get...
I mean, he's 30 feet long. What do you expect?
Yeah. Yeah, and right now, not a good miss there to the Taproots. As Regulus. Pass it over to LaShawn. LaShawn. Lay it up, and it's good. So Montana was able to find a way to tie this back up 41 apiece. And we got less than 4 minutes left in the first half as Kenny passes it over to Yasina. Yasina hands it over to Turner. Turner looking to do what he does best with that fadeaway. No good, though. Colin. Waiting for his team to get set. Going long. Tries to go for the mid-ranger. Not able to get it down this time as Nagoya gets the board. DeMarcus. Kenny is trying to find a way to work, but he loses the ball, but passes it up to Nagoya. That could have been a disaster as River tries to go for the fadeaway. No good, but Turner is able to clean up the boards and gets that second chance opportunity. So now the Taproots are up by 2, 43-41. As right now we get to see Dunbrock Getting guarded by Turner. Tries to give it up to Renstill. Renstill gets a little bit of a screen. Tries to go for that mid-ranger. And he was able to get it out just in the nick of time because Turner was right there.
Yeah, it's a real danger stepping into the paint. That's his house. You're not going to win that battle often if he gets a good beat on you. But the Black
Yeah,
Fox
right now.
able to dodge around him.
Yeah, and DeMarcus getting a quick screen. Instead, pulling it up. Thinking he got an advantage. Instead, passing down to
Oh,
Turner. An
I
even
can't look.
bigger
I
advantage.
can't look.
And he gets an easy layup. But no, he misses the rock, but he's able to
Oh,
get it down anyways. But that was just not a good matchup at all. Ren's still on Turner.
she needed to go for the offensive charge there and just take a hit because that was going to be a bucket. I'm surprised he had the courtesy not to slam it down on her because he probably could have jumped over her if he had wanted.
Yeah, and Yasina gets her first personal with a reach in, and we get to see some quick change up real quick. And we get to see Cross, the rookie for the Howlers, come in. And St. Cross going over to Renstill. Renstill going for the mid-ranger. No good, and Turner picks it up. Right now, Tahiri loses the ball, but DeMarcus is able to pick it up. Tahiri trying to go for a tough layup, but he's able to get the draw the foul on Cross. So he'll go on the line for two.
And a chance to extend the lead a little bit here. But again, the game has been so close this whole time. Neither team really able to build much of a lead. And I feel like that's indicative of the talent that both these teams have.
Especially the young talent here. And right now, we get to. I have to say, really, the biggest story for the Roots definitely have to be both Turner and Yasina have been the main juggernauts for the offense in their respective uh, situations. And we get to see Tahiri make the second one. And right now, we get to see Cross pick it up the rookie, pass it up to Grandin. Grandin looking for the Winthal. Regulus. Pass it out to Cross. Cross maybe looking for some help, and he does get that with that screen, and Cross not able to get it down. It's now Turner. Tried to pass it into the paint, but it gets tipped by Renstill, so the Howlers have a chance to answer back as Cross using her quick feet to get into the paint and lay it up.
And keeping within a single basket here as time is starting to wind down. Less than a minute to go, and Plymouth, they have a slight lead here.
Yeah, and Tahiri not able to get that down. Excuse for the voice crack.
Aw, the Bear's going through puberty again.
Oh, shush.
Well, Ren
Yeah,
still
right.
ties it up here.
Yeah, very much important bucket here as they get to the last seconds of the first half. As Tahiri being guarded pretty well right now. Dishes it out to DeMarcus. Kenny's pretty dangerous. She slithers his way into the paint, passes it to Turner, and Turner just slams it down. That wasn't even really a jump. He just really just slammed the
I,
ball just down.
I mean, I think he pulled the basket to him, if anything. But Montana
Yeah.
will get the final shot here after that absolute crowd silencer of a dunk.
Yeah, and right now we get to see a little bit of an ISO here. We get to see Redstone pass it over to Grandin. Grandin laid it up, and it's good, tying it up with 2.7 seconds left in the first half. And we'll see if Tahiri goes for a half-court heave. No good. So, after the first half of Howlereen, we're tied up 49 apiece.
Yep, it's a close game here, and we will go into the stats in just a little bit. But very close game. I mean, Turner, he started the game with a dunk, and he about finished the half with a dunk. So both teams picking up their percentages as the second quarter went along. Already with the double-double is Turner tonight. Jeez.
I guess it's going to be like one of those kind of nights here for Turner. He's been pretty much light out for the Taproots.
Yep. And it is not looking good for the Howlers. I feel like if he can keep up that pace, who will blink first is the question. But looking at the stats real fast, we'll run through them. For the Montana Howlers, LaShawn Grandin, 12 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, shooting 50% from the floor. Krista Renstill, 10 points, 2 assists, 2 steals, 5 for 9. St. Croix, 4 points, but 7 rebounds, 2 of which were offensive, and 1 assist. Definitely doing great against Turner in terms of shutting out those rebounds. However, getting blocked as well by Turner has not helped her field goal percentage. Lowenthal has not taken a shot yet, has assisted once. Anue, 1 for 2 from 3-point land with 5 total points, 2 assists, and a rebound. Dawson, 6 points, 2 for 7. Really struggled because he only hit 1 for 4 in his 3-point attempts from the exact same spot. But in the end, he did eventually make one. Now the question is, can he add to it, or will he continue to drive up the missed shots? The rookie Cross, 3 for 5, 6 points, 1 rebound. Mosley, 3 for 4, 6 points, 2 rebounds, and a block. Varnegi, 1 rebound. Nothing else really showing so far tonight. But the bench, the big surprise for the Howlers tonight so far, showing up here and keeping them alive. The other rookie, Dumbroch, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, has not taken a shot, mostly focusing on defense. And we'll hop over to the Plymouth Taproots in just a minute. Look at their stats. And foul trouble for Mosley might be something they have to consider as he has 2 fouls. Oh, sorry, one more player. Luke Cullen has missed 2 of his shots, and that's the only real significant stat in his 7 minutes. Another rookie as well. And Middendorf, of course. There's always more players I would think about. Only playing with 1 rebound, 2 assists, and a turnover. Not a lot of statistical things to talk about with the players. The bench has done well shooting by giving it to the players that have been making shots. Now, on to the Plymouth Taproots. Jake Turner, double-double already, as I mentioned, 12 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 blocks, 6 for 12, 2 offensive rebounds. River, Mr. Rybrad, 2 points, 7 rebounds, 1 for 3 from the field, 1 block as well. Kane DeMarcus only made 1 shot, given 2 assists and a steal. Yacina Sellis, imagine Jake Turner with less minutes with total points at 12, 2 assists, and a rebound. Perfect from the floor, including 2 beyond the arc. Trevor Cruz, 1 for 4, 2 points. Tahiri Andrea Matsunoro, 8 points, 1 rebound, 2 for 9, struggling a bit, especially from beyond the line, but getting it done from the free throw line. Springer, 2 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, perfect from the floor. Natalie Belmare, 3 points, 3 rebounds, 1 for 3, and a free throw and an offensive rebound. Nagoy has missed his 1 3-pointer, but has pulled down a board and helped with an assist here tonight. New acquisition. And the rookie, Moran, 2 points, 1 assist, 1 for 3 so far. Not nailing a lot of the opportunities given to him, but at the same time, not many given so far. Knudsen, Samantha, 4 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist, a steal, and a block, doing 1 of everything. Krillinger only putting up a assist so far. So we're going to start the second half of the game tied 49 apiece here. Still with me, Marcus? I believe there's some technical difficulties on Marcus's side. I will take over. With Montana starting off with the first basket.
All right.
And a quick dunk.
Ooh.
And now Marcus is back. You have to unplug it and plug it back in. Cruz with the alley-oop.
Yeah, some excellent offense there by Cruz. We get to see Renstill getting guarded pretty well. He passes it up to Grandin. Grandin passes it up to Renstill, and then passes it over to Lowenthal. Lowenthal going over to Ren. A lot of passing here from Montana. It's Grandin trying to lay it up, and it's no good there. Yeah, it's before we actually figured out the technical difficulties that was going on, I was going to say that really for Montana to really try and take over this game, I would really hope to expect to see more going on for their starters. I mean, it's granted here with the dunk. So LaShawn, so right now, Montana's starting lineup doing just what I hope that they would do is to try and pick it up when it comes to their offensive abilities.
Yeah, well, I want to see Krista start taking some more threes. I know the matchup is not great for her, but they have to have some plays drawn up to get her involved from the perimeter. I mean, she's been getting it done in the mid range and even in the post a bit, but
Yeah, right now we can see Cruz go for a three, and it's no good as Craw gets the board. And Craw tried to hand it off over to Grandin, but they luckily the wasn't going to be a costly turnover, but it doesn't matter anyway because they got blocked there, and Turner gets the board. Turner just going over to coast, tying it back up 53 apiece. And right now we get to see this hard-fought battle as Grandin goes for three. No good there as Cruz gets the board. The bat headed over to Turner. Turner going for that free throw mid range. As Plymouth is up by two, 55-53.
I mean, is it really a free throw range if your arm extends almost 4 feet from the free throw line?
Fair enough. As Ren still goes over to Luenthal. Lots of passing on the perimeter as Ren Inoue has the rock. Gets a quick screen there, but it's not able to get it done. And right now we get to see St. Croix gets the turnover here as Montana trying to find a way to answer back. But it gets blocked again, this time by River. It seems like a blocking party here for the Tappers as once again we get to see Turner take advantage with another quick two. These fast break points are starting to pick up here for Plymouth in the second half as the Howlers have to call timeout.
Fast break, it's just Turner taking the shots. I mean, at this point, he has gone coast to coast pretty much 3 or 4 attempts in a row. And the last time, 2 times ago, he got the ball stripped from him. Was the only reason why he didn't score. And honestly, I think Plymouth is just taking a break on offense.
Yeah, right now Montana just had to take that quick timeout because right now it just seems like the starting lineup for the Howlers have been overwhelmed by a lot of costly mistakes and then the quick points.
I mean, they're just been overwhelmed by Turner. That's the simple fact. Matter of the fact is, uh, he's just decided I'm just going to pick up the team and carry them on my back for a little bit here to help them build up a lead, and it's worked so far. They're up by 4 here.
Yeah, right now Ren going for three, and it's good as he rattles it home. So now they're only down by 1. That could be a good momentum swing, a very much needed one if they're able to get a stop here. As Tahiri passes over to Turner. Turner able to lay it up real easy.
If you can get a stop here. He's already up to 20 points now.
Yeah, right now it seems to be like one of those games for Turner. And what else did you expect? One of the best centers in the league. And we're going to see an attempted dunk there.
He
incorporated it hardcore.
He incorporated it. Middendorf. Why? And then Turner shows how it's done. Bending the rim right to make it go in.
Turner is right now is looking like a man amongst boys. As right now we get to see Ren still pass it over to John. AJ pass it over to Inoue. They have to find a way to get some kind of score here. And right now Inoue go for the mid range, and right now Ren's starting to heat up a little bit.
I mean, it's a band-aid at this point. They have until they stop Jake. It is just slowing the bleed, and Tahiri trying to make it worse, but Turner might as well just call that an assist for him.
Yeah, right now Turner is just doing whatever he wants in the paint. They may have to call a timeout and actually bring actually St. Croix back in the game.
I was to say they might need to bring Mosley on, just a double team.
Yeah, they need to probably have to bring more bigs in to probably potentially stop Turner, because right now nothing is going on for the Howlers. And Ren tried to do something, and he's able to get it down.
Yeah, that's
so right now Ren has been the offense for the Howlers throughout the second half. But right now it's just trying to find a way to get a stop, because right now it's just like pass it to Turner and let him do all the work. But this time it's going to be Tahiri bringing it down.
And the pace is furiously picked up here. 73% from the field. Plymouth and Montana is barely staying step with them. I mean, they find themselves down by 5. But St. Croix with the offensive board is good, keeping it back to 3. It's a back and forth affair here still.
Yeah, right now we do get to see some substitutions on both sides, waiting their time for to do the switches. It's Turner going for the fadeaway, and it's good. Right now, Turner is just not missing.
If he goes for a 3 and makes it, I'm just done.
Yeah, right now, 14 of the 26 points have been made in this corner alone.
6 minutes. It's just now been 6 minutes, and he has put 14 points up in this quarter.
And anyway, trying to answer back, but it gets tipped out over to Turner, and Turner bringing it up. And right now, passes quick to Cruz. Cruz trying to throw it up, but it's no good. But Turner able to clean up the rocks once again. They have just not been able to find a way to box him out. He's just showing his speed here.
I'm concerned that he just wasn't trying in the first half, apparently.
Yeah, right now Cresta passes over to AJ. And yeah, it does seem like to me that Jake has been really toying with people in the paint as Sid Crouch trying to find a way to answer back, but gets fouled by Tahiri.
Yeah, well, I mean, finally they'll get those substitutions in, and maybe that is honestly what they were Plymouth was trying to avoid. They wanted to keep Turner with this matchup because he is loving this rotation right now. But we do see a bit of a substitution for both teams, as they will bring in, I think, Trent here. Yeah, they brought the bigger fur.
Yeah, they're going to have to get as many bigs in the paint as possible to really contain Turner, because as well as Craw's been able to contain Turner as much as she could in the first half, right now it's just been all Turner this quarter. Right now we get to see a little dash of Tahiri once again.
Whew, just look at that difference. That's the problem here as Montana finds himself down by 7.
Yeah, and right now we get a quick steal there by Belmare, and Turner is just going to do what he does best, but gets blocked there by Mosley, but he has to draw the foul there as well. He had no choice.
I mean,
because if he didn't, it would have been just an easy highlight reel for Turner. That really has been the case this entire quarter.
At this point, the rate he's been shooting, you might as well risk it at the line. He might be shooting lower percentage from the free throw line at this point.
Yeah, if anything, it's really just trying to slow down the onslaught of scoring. And right now we get to see another substitution, but this time actually
they're switching. They want to put the fresh legs against Turner.
Yeah, that might be the best bet. And we also get to see Cross come in as well. We get to see Doug. Pass it over to Mosley. Mosley hands it off to Cross. Cross. Getting this screen from Craw. Craw. Laying it up, and it's good. Get a nice quick pump fake there. Really caught Natalie Belmare sleeping there. Right now we're going to see Turner just keep doing what he does best.
Apparently he was angry about not getting a dunk last possession, so he dunked this possession.
So yeah, already 32 points for Jake Turner. He may already be a 40-point box before the quarter even ends.
Yeah, but you have to wonder how long are they going to keep him going. This has to be burning him down. But he is shooting 75% here tonight. But St. Croix not shooting bad herself. It's just she has not had every possession to shoot here.
Yeah, right now the offense for the Taproots has been Turner, and there's really no other way you want to put it, because he is your main guy. As Krillinger goes for 3, not able to get it down as Mosley gets the board. AJ, bring it up. Pass it over to Dawson. Dawson for that 3. No good. He has really been cold there in that spot.
1 for 5. Come on, Turner, shoot the 3. Show him how it's done.
No, instead he goes for the assist to
the rookie Marone.
Marone, excuse me. So right now, right now we get to see Turner doing a little bit of everything now.
Well, I mean, do you blame him? The defense is going to start triple teaming him at some point.
Yeah, we get to see Springer pass it over to Turner. Turner just going for the mid-ranger. No good.
Okay, he's missed everyone. You can take a breath.
Yeah, so right now we get to see a quick alley-oop attempt. It's not able to really make its mark there as Turner passes it up to Springer. Springer laying it in. And another assist can be given to Turner right there on that drive. We get to see another timeout from Montana.
Yeah, now it feels like he's just going for the triple-double attempt. That's 2 assists on plays that he probably could have taken the shot on. But then again, he's this team is up by double digits here, 79-68, with a little over 14 minutes left to go in this game, and he will finally get a chance to rest his legs.
Yeah, that's probably a good thing because just in case they really want to leave Turner at his best for the fourth quarter as Mosley tries to lay it up but gets fouled by Bell Mayer. That'll be her first personal.
If this wasn't his best, I am absolutely concerned for the Howlers. The Howlers right now are hoping that that was everything he had for tonight, because that was only an 8-minute stretch where basically he put up 20 points.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they try to save him until the middle of the fourth quarter, because that's how much of an impact that he has made in this quarter alone. As we get to see Marone sit out for Kenny DeMarcus.
Well, I mean, Plymouth has scored 30 points so far this quarter. Like, they are almost on pace to tie their first half score here in a quarter.
And that's pretty crazy there. So right now, we probably can finally see the pace slow down just a little bit with Turner off the court now. But Natalie trying to show her stride as she lays it up and in.
And the crowd has just been silenced here. It is not a good showing here, down by 12. The Howlers need to pull their crowd back into this, get some momentum going. But who do they go to here? Their best players, production-wise, have been Quad, Trent, and Cross. Well, as I say that, a fadeaway works from Dawson.
Yeah, Dawson's doing a little bit here. Like I said, we need to see either Cresta or Ren, which both are not on the court right now, try to step up when they are back on. Right now we have to hope the second unit can finally try and clean up this little mess here. We get to see Celis try to go for 3, but no good.
Well, I was going to say clean up this mess, and then you're looking at Celis on the floor right now, and she arguably was having as great as a game as Jake before he went on his scoring spurt. So now I think all eyes are on her to see what she does here.
Yeah, that's a really good point there. So right now, the biggest thing that they have to do is try to contain her. As we get to see a tough shot there, and Mosley trying to lay it up and gets the and one as Belle Mayer gets her second personal.
And an and one opportunity here as we see massive substitutions for both teams.
And that's not going to be good there as Mosley misses that free throw. All right, now Springer goes up to Yasina. Yasina laying up, no good though. Kenny has it back up to Yasina, but it gets blocked there. Some good effort here by Montana. As Yasina gets the screen by Samantha. Goes for the long 2, and it's good. So yeah, Yasina starting to pick things back up again a little bit. And right now, Dawson. Looking for something. Passes it deep to Cullen. Cullen gets the screen from Mosley. Trying to find a way to get it. Only less than 5 seconds, but loses the ball there. DeMarcus trying to get it, but less than a second. Go for a half-court heave. No good as Samantha gets the board. That was not a pretty possession at all. If you're a Hollis fan, but luckily Plymouth was not able to successfully score there either. As Plymouth is up by 10. Let's see if they can cut the deficit down to single digits as Dawson goes for a quick mid-ranger, and he does so.
Yeah, but now Yasina has time. She can make it to the three-point line. She will fire off a shot. Thankfully for Howlers fans' hearts, it's no good. I mean, Howlers fans, they're going to have a little bit of cheer about here at the end. They got it back to single digits, but they're just all staring at the monster on the bench right now, waiting for him to return.
Yeah, because he's really been the offense for the Taproots in that third quarter, scoring almost 30 points. Well, scoring 30 points overall, but just about a third of those came from the third quarter, and which is pretty insane.
2/3. He scored 20 in the third quarter. He went to the half with only 12 points, and he's at 32 right now. So that is this biggest concern for them, and he will still sit out and rest his legs at least. So a little
Yeah,
bit
the
of
prob-
reprieve.
yeah, right now I don't think they're going to bring him in unless it's absolutely necessary. If Montana finds a way to bring him back, I think that's probably good this time where they're like, all right, we're ready to bring this guy in. But right now, Yasina can extend this lead if they want to, but pass it over to Samantha. Samantha is able to lay it up, and once again, Plymouth's up by 10.
Yeah, crowd not jazzed right now. I think the Howlers need to start shooting some threes here to get back in and definitely live or die by it. Even though they're going to keep attacking the paint. Varnicky there with a good lay-in.
Yeah, and really to your point, going for that 3 point, which means going over to your starting backcourt, Ren and Cresta. They both have not really done a lot offensively in this game. As we get to see Kenny go for three, not able to get it down this time as Mosley gets the board.
Well,
Hands it
Ren
off
has
to
definitely
Ren.
done well for an offense. I mean, he's definitely in that second quarter, or sorry, with Jake in the third quarter, was matching him for just a little bit there, but he is not their big 3 point shooter. That would definitely be Krista and Lowenthal.
Yeah, right now Mosley trying to find a way to get to the board, but he gets his own miss and no good though. But he gets again cleaning up his own miss, and this time he gets it down. Third time's the charm here for Mosley as they cut the deficit down to 6, and the Roots calls the timeout here.
And now he's just padding his stats. 2 offensive rebounds on the same possession. But yeah, that's I don't blame Plymouth for calling a timeout here. They were up by 12 at one point, and they've seen that cut in half. They definitely know they respect Montana. Montana is a deadly foe if they get on a roll. And calling a timeout here is not bad. And they may have wanted to make a substitution, which they did. I see some familiar faces, but the turnover on the inbound.
Yeah, right now Montana has an opportunity with Brent still with a long two, and it's good. So just like that, they're back in this game, only down by 4. As Kenny.
I say more importantly, the crowd's back in it here.
Yeah, and River not able to get the fadeaway down as Ren gets the board. Montana once again have a chance to cut the lead, but it gets stolen. Very costly turnover there. Tahiri tries to go coast to coast, and it's good. So now Ren pass it over to Winthal. Regulus going over to Grandin. LaShawn decides to go for the 3, and it's good. What a way to really cut this lead in half as they're only down by 1 possession as Tahiri tries to answer back, but no good. Mosley gets the board. Regulus hands over to Inoue. Inoue looking to find a way to get into his paint. Ren is able to cut the deficit down to 1, and just like that, Montana has an opportunity to take the lead if they get a stop. Especially with Turner on the bench, this could be a really good advantage here as all momentum is in their favor. River gets blocked by Mosley. River cleans it up though, gets the miss but misses as Mosley gets the board. Good defensive effort there by Mosley. He's kind of been really the focal point offensively for the Montana Howlers as Grandin hands over to Lewinto. Regulus goes for 3. No good. So Tahiri once again trying to find a way to get into the paint. It's River. Really some good defense there by Mosley, but River was able to get it down that time as they're only up by 3. 89-86. Right now we're going to see Renstow. Hands over to Lewinto. Lewinto go for a 3. In and out, but Ren tries to tip it up, and he gets the board. Anyway, trying to lay it up. No good, though. DeMarcus. And over to Zahiri. Right now, they could have an opportunity to extend this lead even more, but he gets blocked on the way up there as Regulus gets another shooting foul.
And I feel
And
like Jake might be coming back on the floor now. With 8 minutes left to go. They could rest him a little bit longer, but then you start worrying about time till dead ball situation. But I do
yeah,
believe I see the big box sitting on the side. So Montana, you're down by potentially 5 here, and your biggest enemy, your biggest threat's about to come back on the floor. What have you figured out while he's been benched? What changes are they going to make compared to the third quarter here to stop him?
yeah. I will say this though, Montana being able to have a little bit of a momentum switch before Plymouth was able to extend this lead back up to what is now 5. They have been able to still keep pace, trying to cut down that deficit a little bit. But now they're going to have to get a couple of good answers here and try to make sure to stop Turner, and Mosley doing just that, showing no sense of remorse, is able to score down into the paint.
I think Mosley's going to be the answer, the bigger for against Turner, just being more of a hassle. He can afford the fouls. I might see him play a little bit more rough here on Turner.
They're going to have to, because it's trying to show a lot more physicality. We get to see DeMarcus going into the paint, and he draws the foul and one, and that is Mosley's third personal for the game. And Kenny is able to get the 3-point play, as now the deficit is up to 6, 94-88, as LaShawn hands over to Renstow. Renstow get it guarded really well here by Trevor. Gets a quick screen by Craw. Craw going to the paint, laid up, and it's in. So right now, Craw doing very excellent here in this game. 14 points in the game in total. Right now, Turner.
Double teamed instantly.
Double teamed here. And we get a jump ball here.
Yeah,
right now.
I still think this is going to go Plymouth's way on the jump ball situation.
Anything to really delay Turner by any stretch of the imagination, but River is able to get him. And Cruz laying it up, and it's in. So even though Turner is back on the court, it seems like everybody else is getting just as much opportunities. As the right hands over to Grandin. Grandin is trying to find a way to get into the paint, but gets blocked there by Turner. Now, come on. Even I know that that's not something you really want to do there. As Cruz passes over to Tahiri. Tahiri puts it back to Cruz. Cruz has a little bit of advantage in the paint, and he uses that. And right now, Plymouth is once again back up by 8. And right now, Regulus ended up with Renstow. Renstow trying to go for a quick 2 in the paint, but gets blocked by Cruz as Tahiri heads it over to Turner. Turner with another mid-ranger. No good. Brandon hands over to Lewenthal. Lewenthal decided to pass it up to Grandin. Grandin going over to Anyway, pass it over to Corey. Corey gets blocked.
Oh my God. Is this a block party tonight? I was not invited, and I'm very upset right now. Because they are serving up blocks left and right here, Plymouth.
Yeah, and it's really been Jake Turner doing all the blocking. If they're trying to look for somebody to be open, and right now the pass over to Renstow. Renstow with a tough shot, and she's able to get it down, though, as it got the deficit down to 6. So even though we get to see a huge alley-oop to River,
God.
as they're able to hit the century mark here with less than 5:30 left in the game. That's Grandin looking to find a way to get into the paint. Gets a spin move. Has a tough shot there. No good, though. And right now, Tahiri is not able to get it down that time either, as Prague gets the rebound, passes over to Inoue. Inoue going over to Grandin. Grandin goes it up, and it's good.
Yeah, the only reason why he took the shot there was because Turner was not in the paint yet. He was still coming down from the other side of the court.
Yeah, right now
Oh!
Turner trying to dunk it, but I believe Craw got her hands on it.
No, I
So
think
I
that was
think
just
we
the rim. Crawl was just in the way, and Turner couldn't reach it right. I
but
mean, that
still
was a
good
powerful dunk.
defensive effort there by Craw. And right now Montana's down by 4. That's Takiri. Hands it over to River. River going over to Turner. Turner trying to get by Craw. Craw gets to tries to defend very well, but draws the foul though.
Yeah, I mean, the rim has been helping them out against Turner recently, but it's not enough right now.
In all honesty, you would rather him be on the line anyways. And sure, he's a really decent free throw shooter in his career. It's really better to try and slow him down as much as possible. And yeah, we do see Turner make the first. He makes the second. And he does. So once again, Plymouth is up by 6, 102-96. And look at that, 22 points in the second half. Total of 34 points entirety for the game, as we get to see Grandin. Trying to see if they can find a way to get an answer here as Renstill might have to take a tough shot here against Tahiri, and she does just that. No good. And so far, Tahiri having to pull it up. Gets a screen from Turner. Turner calling for it, but instead Tahiri tries to lay it up, but no good. Krog gets the rebound. Renstill heads over to Anyway. Anyway for 3. In and out. Turner passes over to Cruz. Trevor. Looking to mix the noise, hands it over to Kenny. Kenny pulls it back a little bit. Passes it over to Turner. Turner passes it up to River. River has a good advantage, but he draws the foul on Ren. Oh, it's a good advantage there. Good ball movement for the team in black.
And still a 6-point game. Could be extended to an 8-point game here. I mean, we've seen Montana come back, but it was when Turner was off the floor, and I don't see them pulling him off anytime soon.
Yeah, especially with the closing minutes. And with that pretty big miss here. We get to see River once again. See if they can extend this lead. And he will do just that, making 1 of 2. So Plymouth is up by 7, a 3-possession game, 103-96, with less than, well, just about 3:20 left in the game. Let's Cressa heads over to LaShawn. LaShawn getting a quick skip from Craw. And LaShawn trying to go for a tough fadeaway. It's not able to get it down. So Turner gets the rock, passes up to Cruz. Cruz trying to get into the paint. But will take a nice quick 2 there. A little bit of a tough shot. As Trevor is able to get it to hit double digits in this game as Say Craw getting defended by Turner, and a good defense there as Turner's able to make her miss and gets the board. Tried to pass it into the paint to Cruz, but gets intercepted there. And Renstow may have to pull this back, but instead passes it anyway. Anyway, lighting up, and it's in. It's a really good vision there by Renstow. And we get to see the Roots call once again another timeout. Only 1 left in the game. Which I am a little bit surprised about, considering throughout the game it seems like Plymouth was in control for most of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's still a close game. I think Montana can still come back, but with Turner on the floor, it's such a risk that I don't know how it's going to go. And obviously, if Plymouth does win this game, Jake Turner is the most likely to win.
Yeah, right now Tahiri loses the ball there, and it gets stolen there by Regulus. Good hands there. We get to see anyway. Try to go for the mid range, not able to take advantage of the turnover. As Vector hands it over to Tahiri. Tahiri going for mid range. No good. Regulus hands over to Grandin. Grandin hands over to Lewinthal. Lewinthal going to Renstill. Renstill hands it over to Lewinthal. Lewinthal hands it up to Inoue. Inoue gets blocked there by Turner once again, but this time that was a shooting foul, so who gets to go on the line for two? And anyways, able to make the first, so we had the chance to cut the deficit down to 5.
Yeah, well, we've seen this happen multiple times, but it's been quickly rectified by Plymouth Taproots whenever it gets close.
Even then, any point really matters, especially at the end of this game with only 1:30 left in the clock, as we get to see it tipped out of bounds, but it still will be the Roots ball. But right now it's showing that Montana's not going down without a fight as DeMarcus pens over to Turner. Turner passes over to Cruz. Cruz going to Tahiri. Tahiri maybe looking for a passage, but instead goes for a tough shot. No good. Prague gets another board. Ren hands it over to Grandin. Grandin hands over to Rinso. Rinso with an open mid-ranger. No good, though.
Oh, that's so painful. They needed that bucket there.
Especially wide open. And Krog gets the block. And Krog trying to go for another block again, but instead gets the foul. That'll be your third personal. That one might be costly, as this could be the dagger. But we still got plenty of time left, and as soon as I say that, Tahiri gets the first miss.
Yeah, I mean, it's still a two-possession game, even if he makes this, so it's... But they haven't been making threes tonight outside of Inoue and I think one by Lowenthal, so that's the problem.
Yeah, right now it seems like their go-to may have to be Inoue. And he misses them both, so they have an opportunity. 2 in the game. If they hit 2 threes in the next 2 possessions, but they may just go for the 2 here. And he does get the foul and 1. Well, huge opportunity here for Lewinthal. I think I can have a chance to cut the deficit down to 2.
I mean, he went for a three-point play, just not the one you were expecting.
Exactly, but you know what? 3 points is 3 points. They now have an opportunity to take the lead or tie it up.
If they can stop him here.
If they get a stop here. That is the good thing. They have to get a stop, and they won't be able to do that here. And the Howls have no choice but to take a timeout.
I don't know if I'd call it no choice, but they definitely, I feel like, need a 3 here. They need to convert 3 points just to put the pressure on Plymouth to put up a basket. Because if they miss the next possession, Plymouth, and Montana makes a 3 here, any shot puts them ahead. And that is absolutely terrifying if you're a Plymouth Tapper now. But the only thing that keeps you okay is the fact that Montana has not done well from three-point range. Doug Dawson's struggled tonight. Krista has not really done much. But they will give it to her.
They may have another chance, but she loses the ball. And River collects it, and she has no choice but to foul, and that is very costly. That may have been the game right there.
Yeah, I mean, so we say that, and Tahiri missed 2 free throws, so all he has to do is even if he makes both of these, it's still a 2-possession game. That is the one thing that they have to their advantage, or at least still keeping hope in this game, and he makes the first and the second. Montana.
So, yeah. They had to go for a 3 then. They need to go for a 3 now, and Howlers will just take the timeout and see if they can get a game plan going.
Okay, Coach, that is a problem. Why didn't you call timeout before the inbound and save those 2 seconds? That's just poor decision-making there, I think, from the coach. He wasted time and a timeout potentially there.
Yeah, I probably would have waited until the possession was over if they were able to make a score. But
I mean, they're probably drawing up a play right now that's like, this is what we need to do to convert, but you do that before, and Inoue left
and
wide open.
yeah, but that's a two's not gonna really be enough.
No, it's not, and they will surely foul on the inbound. They will. It's going to be DeMarcus.
I I'm not really sure what kind of game plan that was. If DeMarcus able to make the first, I think this game pretty much took the icing on the cake here.
Well, I mean, okay.
Okay, they
The,
still have a chance though, with only less than
they
20.
need a three. But Lowenthal, he stepped on the line.
Okay, but it's still they're only down by 3. They're going for the full court press now, and they will foul DeMarcus.
Yeah, but they needed the three because the three would have meant that they can afford to have them make a free throw. Right now, they can't afford to make any, and that's exactly what happens here.
Yeah, and DeMarcus able to make both, and I think that pretty much sums it up for this game.
I mean,
But right now, they could, unless a miracle happens, I'm not quite sure
they're
how they
gonna.
can make it. As Brandon goes for 3, and it's a miss, and that'll be it. And no, it gets stolen by Craw. Craw into it with the 3, and it's good.
Yeah, Mister, it's done. St. Croix saving it, and Inoue, the presence of mind to get open, going for the three. That's the play they needed to do earlier. But now here's the problem. Plymouth just called timeout. 4.5 seconds left. Montana has no timeouts. They're going to have to steal the ball, sprint, and take a long three probably, or foul on the inbound. And if they do foul on the inbound, they're taking a full court shot. That's what's going to end up happening because they have to then hope that Plymouth misses one. So let's
And
see.
if they do get a foul, they better hope it's Tahiri's probably the perfect guy, and they will do though.
I mean,
Do
he
that.
just missed 2. You're right. He is the perfect guy. But he just has to make both of these.
He
Good
makes
on-
the first.
And the second, because if he makes the second, no one's guarding. And he does.
That's
okay.
good.
No.
So that's pretty much game here.
Yeah, Plymouth, don't even play defense right now. Just don't go for the block.
Yep, but it's good. And that'll be it. So Plymouth able to take one on the road, 114 to 110.
God, that was closer than it needed to be at the end. And we'll dive into the stats real fast. Krista Renstill, 14 points, 7 assists, 4 steals. Not a bad showing. She just did not take a three-pointer. That's just showing the Crew's defense really impacting her, but shooting 50% from the floor. LaShawn Grandin, 23 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, 10 for 24. Blocked a lot tonight. That really hurt his field goal percentage. Renan Nue, 23 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, 9 for 19 with 3 threes coming in from long range, especially that clutch one with time winding down to keep him in it. A huge three-pointer from him. Lowenthal, 5 points, 1 rebound, 3 assists, missed his 2 three-pointers, and had a steal, long twos that could have been counted as threes, but just inside the line. St. Croix, 14 points, 14 rebounds, a double-double tonight for her, 4 assists, a steal, and a block. 6 for 11, not too bad on the floor. And Trent Mosley matching that total with almost less minutes. 13 points, 11 rebounds, 2 blocks, 6 for 10. 5 offensive rebounds, that's the big number there. Dawson really struggled. You wish he would have stopped the three-point shooting. Maybe would have converted more points elsewhere. 10 points total, 1 rebound, 1 assist. John Mendorf only took 1 shot and missed it. Still put up 2 assists and a rebound. Varnegi, with his limited minutes, only put up 2 points, 1 for 1 with 1 rebound. Jumping down to the rest of the players, Cross, 6 points and 11 minutes, 2 rebounds and assists, 3 for 5. Cullen missed all 4 shots, unfortunately, but had a block. And then Dunbroch, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, did not take a shot, but did not really get much of an opportunity with the rest of them shooting around him. And the big man, Jake Turner, he only made 2 points in that final quarter, but did not matter. 34 points total, 24 rebounds, 6 assists, 4 blocks. I mean, that stat line is just outrageous. Michael River, 9 points, 1 point shy of a double-double, but 12 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, and 3 blocks. DeMarcus, 8 points, 1 rebound, 4 assists, and a steal, 50% from the floor. And 4 for 5 from the free throw line. River also 3 for 4, 1 offensive rebound for each of them. And Jake Turner ended up pulling down 4 offensive rebounds by the end of the game. Definitely stepped it up. Cruz, 10 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 block, 5 for 12. Tahiri, 20 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 6 for 19. Not the best shooting night, and those 2 missed free throws Oh, that's gonna would have come back to haunt him if they had lost this game. Yasina, 14 points. On to Natalie Belmare, 5 points, 5 rebounds, 1 steal, 2 for 4. Springer only made 2 shots, 4 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist. Moran, the rookie, 4 points, 3 assists, 2 for 4. Uh, and not a lot going on there. Moving on to Samantha, 6 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, and a block, 3 for 6. Krillinger only took 1 shot, missed it, as did Nagoy. 1 rebound, 1 assist for Nagoy. And we'll look at the team comparisons, and it was an extremely close game. Like,
Yeah, it
that's what the
was an
stats
extreme.
show.
Yeah, it was an extremely close game throughout. There were a couple of times where the Taproots did run away with it just a little bit, but the Howlers have showed a lot of resiliency in this game.
They did. I mean, we definitely saw that third quarter. They weathered the absolute tornado that was the Firefox, and they managed to bring it back in that fourth quarter to a respectable game. I mean, honestly, it was within reach so many times for them, and just one more made shot, and they could have sealed at least an overtime.
Yeah,
But
and I will have to say also with the questionable play calling for the coach of Montana as well, deciding to call a timeout with just 40 seconds left on the game clock, and also with the gameplay in itself going for the two instead of the three. Sure, he was open and all the points is there, but at least having an opportunity to get drawn for the foul would have made it a little bit suffice. And maybe could be execution wise there on Ren to just wait for someone to come up so we can't put it up to get a chance for an and one. But at the same time, that's a little bit too risky. Should have just went straight for the three.
yeah, I don't mind a timeout. What I minded was the fact that they carried the ball up and then called the timeout. That not only did they lose 2 seconds off the clock, which could have been helpful at the end of the game, they burned a timeout, and they didn't. I don't think they even converted on that play with that plan they drew up. So it wasn't even like a guaranteed bucket play that they drew up. So a close game. Plymouth definitely wowed us tonight. Montana showed great grit, but just barely not able to make it in the end. Uh, Now they have an opportunity to kind of see where their weaknesses are and plan for the coming season. Obviously, with Jake Turner no longer in the West with them, uh, their matchups against him will be very far and few between. But this could be something that they're watching out for in the playoffs as a possible finals matchup. My Howlers have always been a threat to make a deep run, and Plymouth, honestly, this year might be their year.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you there. But I would say when it comes to the Taproots, right now all you can say is just a fox on a mission, especially with tonight in that third quarter. Just being able to score over 20 points is just absurd. And what's even more absurd was the pacing that he did to get there. It's just been really lights out impressive as the former MVP, just able to show how much grit and resiliency that how much grit and desire that he has for this year because he does feel like that he needs that ring on his finger.
Yeah, if they can make one his size, congrats to them. I don't want to be the ringmaker that does that. But I think it's time to wrap it up. Our next game, our schedule for this year will be announced at some point. Another long road trip for us, but any parting words for the fans, Marcus?
Well, all I have to say is what a way to start off the season. Couldn't have it any other way, really. A lot of drama, lot of intense a lot of intensity, and of course a lot of crazy shots that have been made here. I'm very excited for this year and I can't wait to see what the future holds for us.
Yep, and I've been Ryan Eastman, and joining me tonight was Marcus Baylor. We will see you lovely furs later.
Peace.